Hello and thank you for watching the video. So I'm going to be replacing a fuel pump on this Toyota 22R 1985 truck, and what I've done so far is just pull the intake away here off the carburetor. Just going to lay it aside like you see here to work on it. Don't have to do that, I guess, but all I did was just remove, there's a bolt right here, and there's one right here. Put the bolts back in place. That's all I did to move it out. Oh, yeah, disconnected the hose right here. So simple. All right, so here's the fuel pump right here, and had to kind of get a diagram of the lines on the internet, so I'm not sure how accurate they are. I do have a book, but it's not really telling me. So, you know, you can obviously see you got the line going to the carb right here. So it's that nipple there. All right, this top nipple here, from what I said on the internet, says that this is the return line. And then this one right here is the main inlet line. Just want to kind of a disclaimer here. I'm not a professional certified mechanic, so this is really just going to be an entertainment video because I really don't know what I'm doing. But I do have a new pump here, and it's not the same pump. It would be a lot easier if I had the same, you know, the same setup with the nipples there. But there's two for this 22R that I saw. One of them does have the same, it's a little more expensive. Both of these, according to where I got them, say that, or where I was looking at, say that they are exact fit. So this was cheaper, had some good reviews, decided to go with this. You can see it's a little different configuration. Got that, and then we've got that one, a little bit different, actually quite a bit different looking. This is mechanical, so I'm still going to take the negative cable off. I'm going to go ahead and take my gas cap off, relieve any pressure, so I'll do that in a minute here. Also, going to prepare for leakage when I pull these hoses off. I've got a bolt here. I've got a couple of drill bit ends here to plug up any leaking gas. We've got our fire extinguisher here on hand. So let's go ahead and start taking the hoses off. So here's correction. It is a little helpful here. See the arrow right there? Notice that this nipple is farthest away from the engine. This is the inlet, shows the arrow going in, and then this top one here shows that it's going back, and then here's that side one, and it's going, you know, I guess to the carb. So inlet, outlet, carburetor. Okay, so this is going to our carburetor, our fuel filter. Okay, so no gas came out really. Just gonna hold it, set it up there like that. All right, now we're gonna go for the return. If you don't think you can remember, it's good to mark the lines. Now these hoses are really old. I may need to replace these. All right, no gas. So I do expect some to probably come out of the inlet here. All right, no gas at all either. Okay, so now we're going to go for these bolts here. There are 2 of them. Let me find out what size they are. 12 millimeter with a extension. Try to do this with one hand. Okay, yeah, not bad. Okay, let's go ahead and loosen the other one up. So what we're doing is going underneath the radiator hose. You could probably take it off if you wanted to, the radiator hose. Okay, yeah, right there. Okay, we've got some gas leaking. All right, so what's happening is it's coming out of the nipple right there. See that? And that happens to be the carburetor line. So I'm going to put a rag there and go ahead and just take that bolt out. Do the same over here with this one. I'll get right back. Alright, so we have no more gas coming out. Bolt is not out yet. I'm going to use my other hand to make sure that it doesn't fall on the ground there. And we'll do the same on this one here. Alright, we got some squirting out there. That's the extent of it. It's done. But yeah, I'm going to use my other hand to get those bolts. Okay, there's going to be a spacer right here, so prepare for that to fall out as well. And I believe there's a gasket on top of that spacer. So I do have gaskets with my new pump. All right, here we go. It's coming off. I hope you can see that. Okay, so yeah, that's the spacer with the gasket on it. I'm going to remove that next. Alright, so we're going to use a pocket knife here. I mean, I guess you could probably use that. We're not going to do that too. I think these spacers, now if you don't get a spacer, you may have to use your old spacer and just change the gasket. Matter of fact, I may do that. See the gasket here? I don't know, I think I got a spacer. Yeah, I got a spacer. Check how clean that is. That is cool. That's very cool. So yeah, my new one came with the spacer and 2 gaskets. So you're going to have a spacer in the middle there. No gasket on each side of that. So don't have to do a whole lot of surface cleaning here. We're pretty good there. Nasty in there. Really nasty. So here's the old, the new, and prepare for gas coming out of the old one once you take it off. What I'm doing is making sure the lever on each one is very similar, because this has to line up with the cam which can be complicated. Let me show you. So some cars will have a push rod like you see here, and you'll have to line up the cam with the lever. This one doesn't, and so we want to get the the cam like you see here, and on figure 1 below the cam there. Align the fuel pump lever with the cam in the engine. Misalignment may cause damage to the new pump. And then on models with a push rod, apply grease or petroleum jelly to hold rod in the retracted position. Install gasket spacer if required. Alright, probably can't give a very good view of this. There's the cam back there on the right. Chain right here. Okay, so you have the drive, so you have the timing chain. Timing chain on the far left, and then the cam right there next to it on the right side. See, if you do have to clean the old gasket off, brake cleaner works pretty well with a scraper or a razor blade or both. So I'm just going to wipe mine down. Mine's pretty clean already. I'm going to use some of this brake cleaner and clean it up a little bit more. So I was provided with a spacer and 2 gaskets with the pump, and just lining up, eyeballing the old spacer seems to be right at the same thickness. So I'm using this black gasket maker from Permatex, and I'm just going to thinly coat the gasket. Both sides. I think I'm going to do both sides. Yeah, just a thin coat on. I'm going to put a thin coat on both sides. Kind of like that. This will be going against the pump. This one will be going against the engine. Sorry for the camera work. Let's grab our bolts. I'm using the old bolts. The new pump did not come with any bolts. Surface is clean and dry. I've got 1 bolt in there. Probably need to pull those hoses back. I'm going to go ahead and use, there we go. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, go ahead and put a bolt in there to line everything up. Alright, so I've got both the bolts started now. It's probably a good idea not to turn it all the way on one side. Just kind of get both of them started and lined up, and then just hand tighten them all the way at that point, which is what I'm doing right now. Didn't have any problems putting it in place. I'm hoping it's in position with the cam as it should be. So I'm going to go ahead and use my wrench now and tighten it on there more and see what it feels like and looks like. And then if everything seems good, I'm going to go ahead and tighten it about the way that I took it off. If I can find this torque spec, I'll post that as well. Okay, inlet is on. Actually, I probably need a longer inlet. Also, see how close it is to the hose here. I had to take the radiator hose off to put it on. And I also had to bend the nipple as well. So we are on. We're going to test it anyway. I've got the return one on. Here's the hose going to the carburetor. Move my clamp up. The fuel pump is now in place, tightened down. I'm not quite sure of the spec yet. I'll probably be looking that up, but I tightened it about like I took it off. Put the intake back in place. Haven't tightened it all the way down yet, but got it set up for our first start. Now we'll just go ahead and take this off. We're going to try to start it here and see what happens, and then we're going to check and see if we see any leaks. Alright, here we go. We have to pump it up. Well, that sounds good. I'm going to put the filter in, cover on. Yeah, there's no leaking. Should be good. Leaking. We're cool. Very good. Alright, so I'll take it for a test drive when I fix my flat on the other side. But I think we're going to be good here. Alright, so yeah, fuel pump for Toyota pickup. .4 liter. Thanks for watching. Hope it's been helpful. Let me show you the brand. I would really go with one that looks identical to what you're taking off, but that's the brand that I got. Actually, they gave me 2 sets of spacers and gaskets. I didn't even use these. I think that was a mistake, but you know, hey, I'll have them, or I can sell them or something. All right, thanks for watching the video. Until next time, have a nice day. Take care.